Okay, everybody, here we are with a new deck recipe that I haven't really showed off, but I've done some duels with it, so I guess it's really like showing off. Anyways, right, so I think we'll just get down to it. This is my evil frogs deck. As you can see, there's some frogs, some evil heroes. So, yeah, let's just get started. So, where should I start? Okay. Okay. Yeah, we have two Kai's a Shadow Monarch. Basically, you use him, you basically tribute a monster and you target a card in the field and banishes. If it's a dart, deals 1,000 damage to your opponent, so it's pretty good. We got two Duke Frog. Well, one because he's a frog, two he has 2,000 defense, and also one he's destroyed and sent to the grave, which I've had weird occurrences. If you're using Substitute or Synchro Summoning with this, you don't get the effect for some reason. I don't know. But also if you have two of these, your opponent can't attack. But when you send to the grave, you can add a frog from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Usually you would be adding like Substitute, Treeborn, maybe Flip Flop. I usually do like Flip Flops. I usually leave Treeborn to Substitute. Let's see. Next we got Ocean. He basically is a staple hero. He can bring back heroes from the grave or your hand to your hand, or from the grave or field to your hand. Usually you want to use this with Stratus, or you can get another hero. He's pretty good. You can also fusion, polymerization, or miracle fusion him so you can make abs heroes, which is really good to do. Now we got Elemental Prisma, kind of a staple too. Basically, you can reveal fusion and select one of the fusion materials and send it to the grave. Mostly you're just going to do Malicious Edge. I believe his name is, right? Yeah, Malicious Edge. And then it'll take the name of it, so you can fusion summon a random malicious fiend, I believe it's called. Next we got Elemental Hero Stratos. His ability, normal summon or special summon. You can either destroy as many spells and traps up to the amount of heroes except Stratos, or you can add a hero card to your hand. Now, there's a few things you could do. You could either just do staple thing, add Prisma or Ocean, or you can add like Malicious Edge, or you can add Prodigy. If you have what's it called? If you have Malicious Edge, I would suggest going for Prodigy, because if they have like something big and they get over Stratos, you still have this to plays and you get a free draw out of it, so that's a +1 for you. But you don't have to do what I just suggested. It's just, it's a good combo to do. Evil Hero Gainer, because he's an evil hero. Also, he lets Malicious Edge and all the other fiends attack twice. And also, he basically kind of acts like Wind Up Rabbit in a way, except unlike Wind Up Rabbit, this guy can only activate his effect during main phase 1, and it can't chain to like another thing. So, but he's really good. He'll come back after, and he can give the effect to another one. Keep doing that. He basically can save you if you were in trouble and low on monsters. Evil Hero, Infernal Prodigy. Basically, he's like Cyber Dragon, but the good news is that your opponent doesn't have to have a monster, you just special summon him. Mostly he's used for a tribute, but if you get the chance and you have a clear enough field, go for Malicious Edge. Otherwise, use a Monarch because, well, that's what he's used for. Also, I run a Gale in here, which you'll see in a bit. And basically, you can use him to make a Catastor or Android or whatever. So it's pretty good. Malicious Edge, he's pretty much the main guy of the deck, other than the fusions. Basically, if there's another monster in your opponent's side of the field, you can tribute this with one less tribute. And he does piercing damage. And he pretty much does a lot of the fusions, so he's used for a lot of them. Now we have 2 flip-flops, up to a number of frogs. When this card is flipped face up, you can return cards your opponent controls, monsters, to the hand. So usually what you want to do is you want to, well, you see Substitute over there, tribute Substitute, or tribute another monster to get Treeborn, then get a flip-flop. But you usually want to go for a Treeborn if you want to do tributes, but flip-flop is really good because it lifts itself face down, gets over Yugioh, bounces back Yugiohs. It has a hard time for Ionics though, unless your opponent's not suspecting it. Colossal Fighters, Stardust, Red Dragon, pretty much have a problem with this, so it's a pretty decently good card. It's basically like Penguin Soldier, but could be better depending on the circumstance. Also, if you flip it face back, flip it back face down. To Garmod, the Rock Monarch. Basically, what happens is you summon this, and you have to blow up a face down. If there isn't any, then nothing happens, but you have to blow up a face down, so you have to be careful not to blow up all your face downs. You could blow up a face down Sangan or whatever you have on your field if you really want to, but that's like the only combo, I think. Just summon this, if you have face down Sangan, blow it up and get a free card. Usually you go for Infernal Prodigy or Gale. Okay, Sangan, you have plenty of targets, enough frogs in here, Ocean's a target, Gale's a target. Usually you go for Gale or Prodigy, but you could go for Substitute. Now we have 2 Substitutes. They have really high defense. You tribute another monster, so tribute Sangan, get the drop, get the card out of that, and you can bring out like Flip-Flop, Treeborn, or whatever. Usually just go Treeborn if you have another monster, and then go for Flip-Flop. Or you can tribute this, and then just go for a Treeborn if you have like a bunch of tribute monsters in your hand, like Caius and Karmogs and stuff like that. Pretty good. And he's a 2000 defense, so why not? Or you could just stall out with Dupe Frogs. That's option 2, but I don't really like to. Treeborn Frog, I mean, tribute of like mostly a lot of decks. Basically, what he does is, as long as you have no back row, he can special summon himself back as many times during the standby phase, which I will get to a combo in a bit, but basically he's used for tributes of Caius and whatever. Also, you can Miracle Fusion with all these frogs to make Ab-Zeros. Your opponent doesn't like Ab-Zero. Gale, there's plenty of levels in here to make basically whatever. And also this gets over Stardust if you need to, or well, not really Yugioh. wave, so it's 100 more attack. But it does get over a lot of things. And also, you can make like so many random things with this. I know I don't run it, but you could run the Blackwing Synchro that involves this card. But, not sure, Armor Master I think it is. I just choose not to. I might sometime, but I'm usually just using this for catasters or, what's it called? Yeah, catasters, Black Roses, Stardust, that good stuff. I did say about Kaya's in my, yep. So let's go on to the spells. Let's start from all the way over here. Creature swap a bunch of frogs, just put one in attack mode and just give it over. It basically could give you a bonus of whatever if your opponent has something big. 2 Dark Callings. Basically, probably one of my personal favorites. Even though it does banish the monsters, you can get out Dark Gaias quickly. And it doesn't matter if they're in the grave because it's hand and grave, so it's just easier to do other than Dark Fusion, which, speaking of that, this card, it only, are they both the same thing? Hold on. Oh no, okay. Even the, okay, just so you know that, okay. I have to look into that later. Anyways, sorry about that. Basically, yeah, it works for any fiend types, which all the evil heroes are fiend types. And basically, what it does is that when the monster is special summoned, it counts as a fusion summon. And they cannot be targeted by spells, traps, or card effects the turn that they were brought out. So they can't do magic cylinders, or they can still mirror force, but I don't think they can bottomless either. This is pretty good. I suggest running at least one. Unless if you're going for like OTKs, then I suggest 3 of these. Yugioh, because you run enough heroes, well you run 3, but you usually want to add Stratos. If you already have Stratos, go for Prisma or Ocean. 2 enemy controllers. Now here's a little combo. If you use enemy controller if Treeborn is summoned back during the standby phase and you use enemy controller, you can tribute Treeborn to take control of a monster on your opponent's side of the field. Enemy controller to take control of a monster on your opponent's side of the field. And then, since it's still the standby phase and you technically didn't have any spells or traps during your standby phase, is in your back row, you could special summon Treeborn again, so you have 2 monsters at the cost of basically 1 card. Pretty good. Also, you switch something defense if it gets in your way. I think Gale's defense too. So yeah. Not too much to say about this. It just helps out in the long run. Heavy Storm, just staple blows up every spell and trap. Miracle Fusion, I use it for absolute zeros and Gaia, but not Gaia plates, but Gaia, Yamato Hero Gaia. But you know, you could use it for whatever. In this deck, it's just those 2 though. 1 Monster Reborn, just bring back anything. In my suggestion, maybe bring back Stratos. Or maybe Gale, one of those 2. I thought I had another card. Nice. 1 Mystical Space Typhoon, blows up the back row. 1 reinforcements of the army, you search out and bring a level 4 warrior to your hand. Usually Stratos, or then Prisma, then Ocean. Swords of Revealing Light. He just basically you're stalling for 3 turns. Also, you can put opponent's monsters that are face down so you can see what they have and see if you can get over them. Let's see. 2 compulsory evacuation device. I just like this card over bottomless personally. It'll bounce back, swing gross, and take care of mostly everything. Bionic hates this card. Magic Cylinder. It's about to reflect damage back to your opponent. Negates their attack and they take damage. I just like this card. It gets over Stardust. Mirror Force. When basically destroys all attack position monsters your opponent controls. 2 trap stuns. Negates traps so you can go for an OTK. And apparently I don't have an avarice in here. Huh. Okay. It's not a big deal. I have too much trouble with this deck. Oops, I have to switch to this. So for the side deck, we'll start with the synchros. 1 Catastrophe, 1 Black Rose Dragon, 1 Bionic, 1 Colossal, 1 Yugioh, 1 Mistborn, 1 Red Dragon, 1 Stardust. We have 2 Absolute Zeros. Basically, it's the field. It pulls up all your opponent's monsters. I play 1 Gaia. You could get away with 2, but I don't see a reason to. 2 Dark Gaias. You're only playing 2 Dark Callings and 1 Dark Fusion, so there's no reason to be using this at 3. I mean, you could, but I rarely get 3 of these out. Malicious Fiend. Yep, this one forces all your opponent's monsters into attack position if they go to the battle phase. And they have to attack this card. If they can, so. Yep. The reason I didn't really explain the synchros because they're like really well known for what they do. I mean, by now everyone should probably know what Catastrophe or Black Rose does. And Bionic kinda, whatever. But yeah, this was the Evil Frogs. I'm really so shocked that I don't have avarice in here for some reason. Because that probably would help. I don't know. And side deck, I hate making side decks, and also I don't know if this still happens, but the game does in tag, or used to at least, mess up when you have a side deck and you side deck for something, or your opponent does, so that's why I don't really even make any. But in my opinion, if you want a side deck, throw in like a lot of avarice, maybe like Rebones with E-teleports or whatever, Trench Tribute, I guess, you know, all the good stuff. So on that note, hope you enjoyed the deck, if you find that, okay, and yeah, enjoy.